What's going on, everybody? Thanks for checking out this video from Esport Weekly. I'm Stephen Cropley, and with me is a man who has been through a lot over the last couple of days. This is Adam lo0p Barez. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. So let's start from the beginning, man. I mean, where you got to this point, how did all this happen? You were just streaming, you like to play Counter-Strike, and all of a sudden you're like a celebrity on the internet, and all these professionals are reaching out and organizations. So let's start from the beginning. What happened?
Yeah, what day was it? Was it like, okay, so today's Friday.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday of this week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just chilling, man. I'm playing a lot of the HCA right now. This month so far, I have like about 100 games played total,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's not even the end of the month yet. So, yeah, I've been putting in the grind. And, I played a couple pubs earlier, and then I was just kind of like did some stuff like with my gameplay, figuring out like what to do in certain situations. But unfortunately, I had a bad loss streak. I mean, like usually it's not a big deal, but the thing about me is I'm a pretty competitive person, so it was annoying, and so I went into this game, the game that's all over the internet right now, with the mentality that I'm gonna win this game. Like I need I need to play well individually, and I need my team to be coordinated in a sense because that's how you win a game of Counter Strike.
Yeah.
You need to rely not only on your own individual skill but on your teammates as well. Um, yeah, so the puck takes off, and I'm like, you know what I should do? Like, we should just go A, smoke off highway. I'll drop someone to Tech 9 and buy smoke. And I said that, and then the reaction was honestly, it was harsh. Like, I've never seen that before. And what's even more surprising is I literally told them that I have a genetic disease, and they still like didn't take me seriously or something. I don't know.
Because you have
Like
a
this,
bind, right? You have
I
a
do have
bind
a
that you
mind.
put in the game that explains that. Because I've been in a game with you
Exactly,
in the past, and I remember seeing that. So,
exactly. I've had it for a couple years. The reason I have it is because it's not because I want sympathy. I'm talking about my disease. No, it's because always, yo, Luke, did you just go to the dentist? Luke, what's wrong with your voice, man? After a while, man, it just gets annoying. I would just rather explain it at the beginning of the game with a brief bind, a very short bind. It's like maybe like 15 words or something.
mm-hmm.
That's it. Just get on with our game, play the game, and try to win. That's it.
So in this pug in particular, you try to call a strat. You try to call the pretty standard. Let's rush A. Let's throw a smoke over towards highway. You even were talking about dropping somebody a gun, and you got this really bad feedback. They kind of just assumed that you were trolling them, from what I remember from the video. And what happened from there? With it getting clipped and put on forums and things like that, and it blowing up.
The thing is, I'll be honest with you, even though I did cheer up a little bit and I raged, uh, it wasn't like the worst thing that could happen to me. I wasn't like thinking like horrible thoughts or anything like that. If you watch the stream, I hit my screen and stuff, and 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, I was fine. I had gotten over it. It was a shitty feeling at the time. But yeah, what happened was I posted my screen on the ESEA forums a few minutes before that. I just bumped it to yo guys, come watch. I'm playing some pugs. And at the time that I was playing this pug, I had about 10 or 15 people watching.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the people, his name is Chrome. Actually, he made a thread. It said, "Am I allowed to swear or no?"
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he
Do what you
said,
got to do.
yeah, what the fuck is wrong with some people? And then he made this thread. He linked the VODs of what happened, and when I got kicked on round 6 of the pug, and I kind of like I sort of expected it to happen because people were watching, and I expected it to right on ESEA to happen, but I did not expect such a big response after that from like Reddit and all of the organizations that have contacted me.
Yeah, because it blew up. I mean, it went from like some people on the forum saying, "Hey, that's messed up," and kind of supporting you and things like that, to I mean, it's huge. Like anybody who follows Counter Strike, anybody who checks Reddit or ESEA or follows professionals knows about it because everybody is supporting you right now. So, kind of skipping over to that, I mean, how does that feel? You know, because I mean, it's the internet and it's a dangerous place. I mean, people like to troll and they're just mean. You know, it's a very mean place. And you know, when all that stuff happened, you had to expect, you know, some people aren't going to be supportive. And then all of a sudden, you know, everybody, I mean, these professionals, you know, want to play with you and the organizations want to reach out. How does that feel?
Um, it feels like all of the time I've spent playing this game. I will say right now, I used to say in the past that I have around 4,000 hours in CS:GO. Well, I just looked at the game stats, and it looks like I have closer to 6,000 or 6,500 hours of CS:GO, which to most people is insane. Like
Yeah.
that's a large amount of hours, and along with that, I have 2,000 hours of Counter Strike 1.6, which is the prequel to CS:GO.
Hmm.
Um, so I just felt like it was all worth it. I mean, Steven, you have no idea how many times I've thought about quitting this game, how many teams I've been kicked off of because I have like this really low self-esteem, which caused me, to play bad. I just uh, and the best part about it is that I'm getting recognition from so many people. Get right, one of my heroes in CS, he made a tweet about me. I got to play with Jordan Nathan Gilbert, one of my heroes for a long time. Uh, I'm getting contacts from multiple organizations right now. It's I don't know, like during the last few days, I felt kind of it's tricky. It's tricky because I'm actually famous now. I'm not gonna lie. Like uh, anyone that I'd say that most people that follow CS or play, no matter how committed you are to the game, you probably have heard about me by now.
Absolutely.
So it's just like I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say.
Yeah,
My
no,
life is different. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I mean it's amazing. I mean it really is to see that. And I mean I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised because like I said before, I mean it's the internet and you never know how it's gonna go, you know? And the fact that so many people, not just professionals, but everyday Counter-Strike players from silver ones all the way up to, you know, global elites are saying, hey man, good job, keep up what you're doing. You're getting partnered on Twitch. I mean, that's massive, you know, like this is huge, and I mean I'm excited for you. Like I really am. Like this is just it's crazy, and it's awesome to see that type of support because it kind of shows, you know, a lot of people, like I said, you know, they view the esports and the gaming and just online as a whole as something that's not going to be very nice, you know. And the fact that so many people were, I mean, it's just astounding, and it really does kind of speak to the fact that there are plenty of good people out there. Don't ever think that you're going to join a game and it's just going to be mean people because there are some really nice people out there. I mean, I've been in your stream a couple times since. I mean, you're getting tons of support, whether it's donations or, you know, people just saying, hey, we're going to subscribe to you, or just saying, good job, keep up. You know, you're doing great. You know, don't listen to the haters and things like that.
It makes me feel happy. And the thing about the Twitch partnership is the day after I blew up, people were telling me to contact Twitch. My plan was actually to wait a few more days until I could see if I could, keep up a consistent viewer base. Because I felt like if I contacted Twitch, they might not give me the sub button because I thought, I would only
It
have
was
like a
just like a
thousand.
peak, just a real fast peak.
Yeah, but apparently, Twitch actually contacted me. I couldn't believe it. I just go to my Gmail, and I get an email from I think one of the head developers of Twitch. We want to give you a sub button. I was shocked. Like it's not that I had to approach them. Twitch actually approached me about giving me a sub button. Like that's absolutely amazing.
I mean, yeah, that's the dream, right?
Oh yeah.
anybody who streams wants that sub button. So I mean, that's amazing. Bravo to Twitch for doing that. But as we've mentioned a couple times, it's not just Twitch. I mean, Luminosity, or I mean, everybody. Immortals. I don't think it was Luminosity. It was Immortals. It was Envious. I mean, it was just a lot. But they're all contacting you as well. I mean, what's the deal with that stuff? Is it streaming contracts? Is it, Immortals? I think wanted you to come visit the house. So
Right.
talk me through a couple of the things that are being discussed with these organizations.
Yeah. So I will say right now. I am. not able to take a contract with Dignitas. Um, I'm not sure if I should be saying this on screen, but yeah, there's like a reason for it. They want me to stream on another service, and the thing is, I've signed a partnership with Twitch,
Hmm.
and the service that they want me to stream on, like Facebook Live or something, it's like I have to stream exclusively on. Oh, I would have to stream both Facebook and Twitch. However, in order to get a partnership with Twitch, I would only need to stream on Twitch
Yeah, you would
TV.
have to be exclusive to them.
Right, so that would interfere with the Dignitas contract. So unfortunately, I'm not able to get a contract with them. MGS, I talked to them over the phone. My mom did as well because I'm not 18 yet. She has to sign some stuff. Uh, Other than that, so far, we're doing good. I'm just waiting for them to send the contract. I texted them this morning. I'm like, yo, what's going on right now? He said that he will send out the contract in a couple of days. They're probably just talking to lawyers and stuff, just to get like all of the details of the contract ironed out. Uh, the deal with Immortals is, yeah, he asked me to drive up to Huntington Beach to hang out with him. Uh, I'm not, you know what? I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna do that just because I have to catch up in school and I have, this whole screen thing going on. But, I might do it in the near future. However, there is something else I want them to do. I'm actually gonna reach out to them today. There's a local land center we have in San Diego, and I want them to help promote uh, not just the land center itself, but the fact that I'm going to appear there. I'm going to make an appearance there in 2 weeks and do kind of like a meet and greet with
Okay.
people from San Diego. Just to play, hang out, talk. So since they're so nearby, I'm gonna ask them if they can come down and promote it with me and the owner of the land center.
That's pretty sweet. No, that would be super cool. And plus, I mean, it's kind of in a way giving back. You're trying to build up that local land scene, draw some people into that. And so going from that, I mean, like you said, you've had some of these legends reach out to you. I mean, have you had any like, hey, let's play together, stuff with like Jordan? You got to play with him. What about Get Right? I mean, those players are in the state right now where you're at. So maybe have you had any talks about meeting up with anyone or playing on land?
Yeah, I mean, I've already been to a few lands before. The biggest land in my area is I don't know if you're aware, it's Esports Arena,
Yeah.
which is an hour and a half. I played at two of them. Unfortunately, both times I just went with a group of friends and we didn't get out of groups. But now I have some connection. I'm able to go there more often and play on better teams. So yeah, you guys will definitely see me at the Esports Arena in Santa Ana. To be honest, I was not aware that Get Right was in North America. I honestly thought he was still in Europe. I mean, obviously, if I got to play with Get Right, that would be a dream come true for me. Um, Thorin tweeted me. I know that Thorin is a controversial person, but I feel like me and him, we agree on a lot of things, and I've been watching Thorin for a long, long time, and I feel like his mind and the way he thinks about certain things is very similar to the way that I process things like in my head. So I feel like we share a lot in common, especially like we even share, musical tastes. So
Oh
I,
yeah.
I just I couldn't believe that he tweeted me out. I honestly couldn't believe it. Um, so yeah, there's been a lot of recognition. I managed to play Freakazoid on his screen. Um, yeah, I've had like pros add me on Steam and stuff. It's been a wild ride. I've just been on my computer all day, like watching these videos, reading these articles, and yeah, I mean, what can I say? I appreciate the support.
Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna wrap this up. What's the future for Loop? What's coming? What's the plan? I know you're on an ESEA team, so talk about a little bit of what's to come.
Yeah, right now, I'm just trying to find a way to divide my time between school, and the screen, making the screen more entertaining, producing YouTube content. I'm gonna, team up with some people and, make, CSGO guides, like, crosshair placement, smoke, all that stuff. Also gonna be, uploading screen highlights. My goal is twice a week, just gonna find, like, the best clips from my clubs and stuff and, have one of my friends edit them for me. As far as the team goes, yeah, I'm excited to work with them. We have Kirby and Lopez, OMG. They're two guys. We played. in ESPA main, which is like the tier right below semi-pro, pro level.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited to work with them. Unfortunately, uh, yeah, during the tryouts I did really well. Past few days, not that well individually, but I'm just gonna figure out what I gotta fix and fix that. Uh, as far as my future, man, I'm just gonna keep streaming, keep trying to be entertaining, interact with the chat, crack out a few jokes or two. Uh, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna try to get my name out there. That's why I'm trying to do this interview with you. I have a couple of other interviews coming up. Uh, I mean, I don't want to like change my lifestyle too much. I'm just gonna continue being Adam. I'm gonna continue going to school. I'm gonna continue, playing soccer every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this to take up everything. So it's just I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna make sure I help people, but it's not gonna take over my life.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like the number one priority or anything like that. I'm still gonna try to graduate from high school and go to college, and yeah,
Keep living life.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like this is great, but yeah, just gonna keep living life.
All
That's
right.
it.
Well, you said, kind of get your name out there a little bit. Here's an opportunity. Where can people find you? Well, I mean, what's your Twitter handle? What's your stream name? What's your YouTube channel? Go ahead and let those out. I'll also have them in the description and probably on the overlay that will come along with this video.
Right, so my YouTube channel has a retarded name. I made the channel when I was like 10 years old. Lux, as in luxury, Lux, game 246 is the YouTube channel. The Twitch title is also messed up. It's lo0p with two underscores at the end, loop, with the second O being the zero, two underscores at the end, .tv. Um, my Twitter is sdn_loop. My ESCA is simply loop, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, I was thinking of starting like a blog or a website where I can just write about like my disease and my experiences playing Counter Strike, but that's still something I'm considering. But if I do ever come out with that, I'm certainly gonna like post it on Twitter, and you guys will definitely hear about that.
Yeah, well, hey, if you ever need help with that, I mean, as you know, I'm kind of working on a little project of my own. And
Right,
so if you need help with WordPress or setting up a website,
right.
let me know. But hey, man, thanks for taking the time to talk with me. For everybody watching, you can follow us at Esport Weekly on Twitter as well as Facebook. And we're going to have more channels coming out soon. Check out the content. And until next time, guys, check into esportweekly.net.